Hey, what's up? It's Tommy with Cigar Medics HumidiMeter. I got Kevin with me today. We're going to be talking a few minutes about the humidimeter. What's up, Kevin? How's it going down there in sunny Florida?
It's going good, and welcome to the Drew Estate Experience Acid Studios here. How you guys doing today?
We're doing fine. I need to. I think I need to decorate just to catch up a little bit with you. Get a couple posters. I'm sitting in my garage right now. This is a little impromptu, but um, the weather's starting to break over here. But we just got a lot of. It's pretty windy today here in Chicago. The springtime weather here in Chicago is just crazy.
Oh, it's beautiful down here. It's probably about 77 degrees right now. Sun's shining. The skies are blue, not a cloud in the sky.
Completely
And
jealous.
yeah, everybody should be. Welcome to Florida.
So how's it going?
It's going good. What are you smoking today?
You know what? I took off the band, but I'm smoking a Hoya de Monterrey here. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it.
How about you? What are you smoking?
I am smoking it's Sunday, so it's Tabac Sunday. So the Tabac Especial. They have two of them, the light roast and the dark roast. And today I'm doing the light roast because I'm pairing it with a Snickerdoodle cold brew.
I saw you talking about that earlier, the Snickerdoodle cold brew. How is it?
It is sweet. I tell you, that's a lot of cold brew. That's very, very sweet. It's almost too much, but it is quite delicious.
So I'm gonna have to get you to send me some of those. I definitely want to try them, but we'll talk about that afterwards. That does sound good.
Yeah.
Right. So today, since I have you on today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit briefly about the humidimeter and your experience. Obviously, you're a big supporter of the meter, and just to get some feedback from you on what your experience has been with the meter.
Yeah, my experience has been great. I actually I rarely light up a cigar without using it. It's absolutely fantastic. And today, that you just heard my phone go off. That's actually a note in my phone which goes off every 30 days to rotate my humidor. So
Right.
which I knew this morning because I've got my little travel case out because it's my day off. I'll usually pick out a handful of cigars that I want to smoke throughout the day. And I wanted to start off this afternoon with this little cigar. It's an unbanded cigar from Steve Saka at Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. He sent me one of these, but I checked it with my humidimeter, which I will check it again right now. And it's one thing that I always try and tell people is leave the cellophane on because I'm at 56% right now. But there is a sitting right next to it for just as long. We've got this Mi Carita. And I checked it already, and we are at 69%. So that's one thing, so leave the cellophane on. It actually will help retain the moisture in the cigar. Right now we've got this undercrown shade that I actually found in this box that's been sitting in this box for 2 weeks now. So let's just out of curiosity check it. And we're at 65%. I guarantee if that was out of its cellophane, that would be unsmokable right now. So
Right.
That's one good thing about the humidimeter. It just smoke it. This is a Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. I don't know which blend this is, but if I had to buy it, it's a Steve Saka cigar, so it's going to be about $12. So I'm going to put this back in the humidor, actually back in one of my smaller cases with the Boveda pack, and try and rehydrate this a little bit so I can get the most smoking enjoyment and pleasure out of this cigar. Nothing like smoking $12, $14, $15 cigar. Come to find out it was too dry and it doesn't smoke right. That'll just irritate you to no end. So, you always want your cigars to be at their optimum smokability, I think I call it, when you smoke them. So that's what the humidimeter allows me to do, is it allows me to get the biggest bang for my buck,
That's
and
it.
then like today, rotating my humidor. So I'll probably spend about an hour is what it takes me. I've got dozens and dozens of trays. I'll pull them out. I'll do out of each tray, I'll stick 2 or 3 cigars and then just kind of keep a running note. And then which ones are high, which ones are low. And then I'll adjust my stock accordingly. And then, 30 days from now, I'll do it all again.
That's it.
And some people believe when you're rotating your humidor, it's always top to bottom. And in my humidor, that's not the case. I go from the top to the middle to the bottom to the top. And then even then, some of the drawers I'll take out and move around. But it seems like sometimes that's not always the case either. Sometimes I'll have to go top to bottom. And
Right.
it's just weird for the humidor. Just it's a humidor is almost like a living, breathing creature, that needs to be monitored. And how do you monitor that? Everybody in the past just like, well, I set my humidor at 70. All my cigars are at 70. No, they are not. Like I said, this device will tell you that your humidor, just because it's set at 70, does not mean your cigars are at 70. Does not mean every single cigar in that humidor is at 70. And like I said, with this will allow me to rotate my humidor accordingly,
Right.
based on which cigars are more moist or more dry. And it is a never-ending battle. But as cigar lovers, as cigar aficionados, as a cigar collector, I want my cigars to be an optimum smokability for when I when I want to enjoy them, because you do want to enjoy them. Nothing is worse than getting all excited at the end of the day. You light up a cigar and then it burns unevenly or it tunnels, and you don't know because you think your humidor is at 70. You end up blaming it on the cigar. Oh, I got a bad cigar.
Right.
And it may not be a bad cigar. It just may be that you're not able to determine the condition of that cigar.
I think a big misconception, which the humidimeter sort of proves and educates, is that it just takes a lot longer than many people would think to increase the humidity in your cigar. And I think the meter, just like you had said, and I remember one of the very first conversations we said when you were rotating your cigars, this was months and months ago when you first had the meter, it kind of changed how you were rotating the cigars, because it taught you that maybe some of the cigars were not as high as you thought in a certain level that you thought they would be, if that makes any sense. I know it's kind of all over the place, but you definitely were educated by the fact that it kind of shows you, and well, not kind of, it does show you that where exactly your cigar is, and if you need to keep it in there for another month, you're gonna. And all the money spent on cigars, whether it's $1, $2, $12, like you said, $15, these cigars are very expensive. You want to get the maximum enjoyment out of it. So, the meter is that little safety net there.
It is, and a lot of people, and I've been doing, which one thing which I haven't mentioned to you or any of the other guys yet. I have been doing a long-term study this year. I have two Tupper doors, so they're probably that big, sealed Tupper doors. I've been getting a lot of people from that use Tupper doors. Well, I don't have to worry about. I don't need a Cigarmetics humidimeter. I have a Tupper door. I keep a 69 Boveda in there, and I only keep about 50 cigars, so it's a nice closed atmosphere. And my cigars are perfect. So I'm like, all right. So since January 1st, I have two Tupper doors, and they're just my overflow cigars. It's not cigar. I rarely ever. I probably only open it. Well, I do only open it once a month, twice this month because Jessica saw a cigar in there that she wanted. But so each one has between 50 to 75 cigars in there, and they have two Boveda 69 packs. And like I said, they've been in there for a few months. You would think after a few months, every single cigar in there would be, at 69. But what I have come to find out, some cigars are in the low 60s, while some cigars are in the mid to high 70s.
Was it a mixture?
It was a mixture of cigar, and they were everywhere. So I come to find out, some cigars are able to soak up more moisture even through the cellophane than other cigars. So that's really kind of blowing my mind. So now it's getting to the point to where probably in another month or two, I'm actually going to have to break up and actually buy different Tupper doors and get those cigars out of there that are above 70% and get those in their own Tupper door, and then keep those that are still very low and trying to get those up. So I'm really not sure how I'm going to go about doing that, but that really intrigues me that some cigars are not coming up and other cigars are going through the roof.
Right.
Which is really weird. I would have thought in a tiny closed capsule that, after several months, every cigar would have, it has been a flat line across them or within a percentage point or two. I wouldn't have guessed between 10, 12, 14% of these cigars. So that's kind of blowing my mind. So,
well, it's going to keep on teaching you different things like that. And prior to us coming out with the meter, like we tested hundreds and hundreds of cigars just to make sure the accuracy of the meter was there. Obviously, we didn't want to come out with a product that wasn't completely accurate. So, ongoing education with the assumptions of where your cigar is without the meter, it's just all for none, honestly, because you just don't know.
You don't know. And then why not? Like I said, for the price of 2 to 3 cigars, you can have a device that will help you learn a little bit more about cigars, help you learn a little bit more about that living, breathing creature that is your humidor. These are all hand rolled, dried up leaves. Essentially it's all they are. And there's a fine line between smoking a great cigar, smoking a bad cigar. So you need that extra tool, and that's all it is. We have lighters. Everybody, $30. This was $110 for this lighter. We don't think twice before we spend $110 on a lighter. We don't think twice before we spend $80 on a cutter. And I can look around here. I have 10, 15 cutters, all of them $100 a piece. I have 30 lighters, anywhere from 30 to, I've got an LE blue, which is $400 for that lighter. And then people are like, I don't need another gadget. But yet you'll go out and buy another lighter. You'll go out and buy another cutter. Yet you won't go out and buy a tool that works, and that works every time, and that will help you, enjoy that cigar. You buy that lighter for that crisp, clean cut, or that cutter. You buy the lighter because it does, I've got single flames, dual flame, quad flames. You buy all these tools to help you smoke the cigar. But what people don't realize is this will help you smoke a cigar too. And this is every bit as important as a lighter or a cutter.
Well, I think every day, we're just scratching the surface with this, and every day it's gaining in popularity. We're getting a lot of positive feedback and a lot of positive comments, and people are starting to see the importance of the simplicity of the meter. We made it simple enough for everybody to use, and the readout is in relative humidity, which everybody relates to. So we try to make it consumer happy, per se. We wanted everybody to use it and not think twice about buying it. So I think it's such a new concept because there really isn't anything out there like it. That each day we're seeing that it's gaining in popularity, and we're getting a lot of questions and a lot of positive comments and feedback. So, with the support of people like you, also getting the word out there also helps. So we want to thank you for that also, Kevin.
Oh, you're very welcome. And it's just a tool that, like I said, I preach it to the masses. Everybody knows, I own the company Cigarprop. We make cigar, holders, nub tools, everything else. But this, I tell people, if you're only going to buy one thing, don't buy anything I own or I make. Buy one of these. If you're only going to buy one cigar accessory, buy a HumidiMeter. You can live without everything else, but you really shouldn't be. I'll say it. You really shouldn't be smoking a cigar unless you're using this tool. I know that's kind of bold to say that, but it's just, why wouldn't you want to smoke your cigar at the optimum range that the manufacturer suggested, or wanted you to smoke that cigar? Why would you not want to do that?
Well, you shouldn't do that. You're not going to enjoy the cigar. You're going to waste a lot of money in doing so. That's another big comment that we get. The meter saves them from smoking bad cigars. So the meter pays for itself in a few bad cigars there. They just stick it back in their humidor and wait for it to be good. And honestly, like, I'm checking all my shipments now, and and that's kind of how all this originated. So it's just a good safety measure for a good price, obviously. And people are starting to see that for sure.
That they are. So it's definitely a good tool. I definitely commend you guys for making a good product, and it's a product developed by cigar smokers for cigar smokers.
There you go. I couldn't have said it better myself. All right. Well, Kevin, let's end it here, man. We appreciate the support and the commentary there. I definitely have to beef up my background here for my next couple interviews. I just have a plain old door behind me, so I'm gonna get working on making a nice little cigar lounge like you have there. So
that you do, Tommy.
Hopefully next time we talk, I'll have at least something right here behind me. At least my
sign,
huh?
At least your sign.
At least my sign. Anyways, Thank you very much, Kevin. We appreciate it, and I appreciate the time today.
All right. Thanks, Tommy.